Hi guys, my name is Khamangwe. I am an ancestral and psycho-spiritual healer, and I am a private client of Vangile, and I just wanted to share my experience with Vangile because it has been truly been revolutionary for me, truly transformative for me. I've been working with Vangile for 5 months now, and within that 5 months we're working one-on-one, and I was also having access to have money course in this time. And what we have truly worked on within me healing my money stories, me healing my money relationships, and how I'm experiencing money in my life, and also allowing money to come into my life. At the core of it has been about me dealing with my own traumas that I've been carrying that I didn't know I was carrying, and those traumas were the reasons why I was having scarcity around money. So we worked on a lot of things. One of the things that we worked on for a very long time was what Vangile calls a vow of service, which is the belief that you need to just work, and not be compensated for it. And it's a vow that I think is quite common with people who work within the spiritual industry or the spiritual service work, right? And my vow really was coming off with me struggling to first set on prices that I was worth, and also actually struggling to ask people to pay me, like my clients to pay me. And so that meant that I was just working and never sometimes actually getting paid for it. And obviously that really affected my experience with money. And the first thing that I realized all along, it was so easy for me to say people don't pay me, but then we realized as we went deeper, it's like I had this vow of service, of feeling that I need to work hard. I also had a vow of not being good enough, and that so I can't really charge that because I need to first earn and show and prove that I'm worth of that price. And also the vow of invisibility, which was like a main big one for me, which is just me thinking that I shouldn't be seen in my full power and my full light. And all these vows were things that really came from my own childhood traumas, my ancestral traumas, and my soul traumas that I've experienced in different spaces. Growing up, to shine and to like just tell people who you really are is not something that was like encouraged in my environment. So I took that same energy and brought it into my business as well. And also other childhood traumas that I had around how I was raised and what I was raised to believe about money, about a woman running a business, about what an ancestral healer is supposed to do in terms of running their businesses, really affected me. And so we did a lot of work around healing those traumas that I had. And each time I work with Vangile, I will realize that the things that I think are why I'm not receiving money are not exactly that. So for example, instead of just charging what I wanted to charge, I would discover that the reason why I was struggling with that is because of I'm not feeling good enough for that. I'm not feeling like I am qualified yet for that. I'm not feeling like I'm actually deserving of that. So I worked around emotional things within myself, emotional stories that I was carrying about who I am and my potential, and so how I was showing up in the world. So we worked and healed that. And I think the one thing that Vangile does is that she gives you tools that allow you to actually work at a deeper level, and she allows you to heal all of these things, and you actually see the transformation not necessarily just in money but everywhere around you. My relationships with my clients changed because I started having boundaries. I started allowing myself to work within what I'm capable of doing, and I stopped overgiving. As a woman, that was a big problem for me, and that influenced my relationships, my love relationships, my relationships with my family, and my relationship with money, and also the dreams that I have. Everything now feels possible for me, right? And that's because when you do money work with Vangile, you know that you're going to do emotional healing work, you're going to do healing trauma work, you're going to do dream work, you're going to do your soul work, right? And your values are going to get clearer when you work with Vangile. You're going to see who you've been saying you are, and then you're going to work to realize that. But you don't need to become that, and you can be who you really want to be. And all this within 5 months. I tell Vangile that even just from the very first time we had a session and she told me the investment I had to make to work with her, and that investment for me at the time was a lot, but I made a commitment to work with her. And from that, me deciding I'm in, it already changed my behavior. The first thing I realized was that I had to first tell people to pay me, because I had a lot of people who owed me, and I had to charge what I was worth. And from then on, I realized all along I always had the money that I actually needed to pay her, but I didn't do the necessary work for me to receive that money. And I always tell people this information, that when you invest in yourself, the very decision itself is going to ask you to change and become who you actually want to become. So I highly recommend Vangile Makoka. I tell everyone, and now I tell people, like, my dreams now is when I meet someone and it's like their birthday, I want to gift them a session with Vangile, or an opportunity to do her course, because this will change your life. Genuinely, you will become a different person just within one session, 1 month. For me, I'm lucky 5 months, and I'm able to speak like this. I'm able to explain my work better because I met Vangile and I worked with Vangile. So if you are thinking of working with Vangile, please take that leap. You will be so proud of who you're going to become just by saying yes.